Traders, happy Sunday, good afternoon. In this update, I will be sharing several of my top ideas and setups for the upcoming week, as I did last week. And as an exercise, I urge you to review last week's action, the watch list, my predetermined plans that I shared with all of you to study the action, the setups, and better understand my thought process and why several names from the watch list experienced the follow through as they did. Now, I do this live once a week. I go over all of that in detail with my members in the Inside Access meeting, but I urge you to go back and do it for yourself. Now, stick around as I share the why. All right, the why behind the potential trades for the upcoming week. Precisely going over my ideal entry and exit scenarios and targets. All right, so let's get right into it, starting off with some follow through. First idea, some follow through in MU and Micron following its earnings gap. So the idea here, what is the idea? The idea is, after obviously a significant, a powerful earnings gap right into its 100-day, shares of Micron have now pulled back over 2 days, starting from day one of that gap. This is the action that I like to see. A sustainable pullback right into its 200-day. So within that pullback now, a potential downtrend resistance is beginning to develop. And as volume decreases along with price and the range, this could create an opportunity for a second leg price and volume breakout. All right. Ideally, this continues to pull back and experience further consolidation for another day or two, closer to its 200-day before experiencing leg 2, all right, an additional leg higher. Ideally, we pull back closer into its 200-day. Now, what is my plan going forward? That's the idea. The plan is, obviously, I'm monitoring both price and volume, all right, with two potential entry scenarios in mind. First, I'm looking for a wash or a pullback towards its rising 200-day, right around the 105, mid 105 region. Any pullback towards that or a washout below and a reclaim, and importantly, reclaiming back above 107, back above support of the last 2 days. Key support, which has been tested now multiple times. If we wash out and reclaim back above 107, that would be enough for me to get involved on the long side, all right, with a stop at the low of day. Now, secondly, a break and a hold above 108. If we break out and hold above 108, which is this downtrend, which is resistance, which is developing, if we break and hold above 108 and begin basing higher with Orville and some relative strength in the beginning of the week, that would also get me interested in a long. If we base above that 108 with strong market internals, relative strength, I'll initiate a long in that scenario against the previous high low on the 5-minute time frame, because I wouldn't want to see the stock, once we base above 108, get back down to the low end of the range and break 107. So I'll be placing a 5-minute higher low trail stop at that point. One ATR target for me would put it at around 112 to 113. Also near its 100-day, that would be my main target, target 1. Thereafter trailing on higher lows on the 5-minute time frame and using the exit strategy that I discuss in detail on a weekly basis in Inside Access. Now, secondly, I'm looking for a higher low breakout in Microsoft. Let's go out to a daily. All right, so what am I looking for in Microsoft? What is the idea? It's right now we're getting a nice measured pullback within the uptrend that's developing, a nice measured pullback and a potential higher low that's developing near some converging moving averages, which I like. And I'm targeting a hold above the 5-day moving average in the short term, so in the low 430s. And a trend change, a clear trend change that most likely needs several days to develop further, to confirm further and conform to the setup. So right now it's really simply a watch list name and idea, and I'm going to give it the breathing room it needs to further develop, potentially before turning into a trade for a swing. Now the plan, I'm obviously, like I mentioned, patiently going to just monitor Microsoft in the coming days. I'm going to look for some clues about the stock, ideally becoming a relative strength player in the short term after underperforming in recent weeks, right? So I want to see that shift take place. And then suppose Microsoft does break above low 430s, above 5-day and holds with conviction. In that case, that's when I'm going to look to initiate a swing long versus the day's low with sort of the 440 zone and an ATR as target 1 for profit. And after that, I'm going to begin to trail my stop using higher highs, higher low strategy for trail and profit taking. All right, next up, we have a consolidation breakout in PCG. Not a stock that I would typically trade, but the setup itself here is just extremely straightforward and purely technical. So we have contracting range, we have contracting volume, both volume and price contracting. And as the consolidation builds near its 52-week high, really, like I mentioned, straightforward setup, looking for both volume and price to burst and break out to confirm that breakout. So I would look to enter long over 20 if we get that rising volume with price holding above 20. And with the stop in this scenario below the previous high low, given the HR, given the lack thereof of range. I could definitely use a 5-minute higher low time frame if we get an intraday trend above 20. And thereafter, I'm looking for a 52-week high as my main target here, 2060s. And then obviously going to continue to trail thereafter to let the position ride. Next up, bit of a more experienced, nuanced trade is going to be in a pullback in several Chinese names, whether it's BABA, you can look at PDD. You're looking at an ETF, FXI. There's several other names. Pick your poison here. But I must say, much bigger picture, as I've mentioned months ago, bullish Chinese names prior to this breakout. Bigger picture, looking for a pullback, significant pullback, consolidation, maybe coming back into this 5-day, and then looking for a leg higher. So I'm bullish long term, but in the very short term, we are in overbought territory and we are highly susceptible here to a pullback. So the plan with more of an intraday mindset, I'm going to stress that, with more of an intraday mindset, looking for a pullback. So specifically looking for either a push in BABA or other Chinese names, but over here for this example, looking for a push in BABA towards Friday's high and fail, confirming a lower high, and then looking to be short for an intraday move closer to the low 100s. Another potential is for its developing now 2-day moving average or even multi-day moving average from gap day 1. I'm going to be looking for a push into 107s, fail, lower high, and then that's another scenario in which I would look to position a short and potentially look to add through 106 for a move closer into 102 support from Thursday. Next up, we have a consolidation breakout potentially in LUNR. All right, LUNR. So the bearish sentiment, continues to grow here, elevated short interest, and this is a stock that's held up extremely well, obviously after pulling back earlier on in the week after 9 failed, a key level we were watching, and I noted in my watch list, it was a name that I had on the watch list for a short. 2 possibilities, either parabolic blow off through 10 or a fail sub 9 remains heavy, and looking for a scalp down into 8. So that played out very nicely earlier on in the week. Going forward now, I'm going to be looking for really keeping it simple, looking to see if we can get back above 9 resistance. Initially support turned into resistance, now resistance potentially to turn back into support. We have volume that has decreased heavily, so setting up for potential liquidity trap and short squeeze. So if we are able to consolidate and base above 9, I'd be looking to get long with a stop just below that key area of 9, targeting follow through a potential add spot through 950, and then looking for a breakout and squeeze out over the highs. And then just a couple additional names, some small cap names I like to put on my watch list every week, usually some failed names from Friday. First name is going to be CNEY. And with CNEY, what I'm watching here is just targeting for a push near its developing 2-day VWAP, 110 and fail, where we failed from early afternoon on Friday, and then looking for momentum back to the downside. And then lastly, looking at DUO, another Chinese name, looking for a push into resistance, 140s, developing multi-day VWAP near 140s, failed from Thursday, broke above pre-market, and then we failed again on Friday from 140. So if we get a quick push back into 140s, I'd be targeting a move towards low ones. But importantly for both names, I wouldn't look to short either if they consolidate near highs above overhead resistance areas for multiple days. That could set up obviously a potential liquidity trap and squeeze higher. So that's everything as of right now. My watch list, of course, throughout the week, plenty of opportunity pops up that was not prepared for the prior week, i.e. like SMCI last week. And so always remain in your seat, be ready. Let me know what you're watching for the upcoming week, your plans, your thoughts, your ideas. I love to hear from all of you guys when you post your ideas in the comments. Sometimes I add your ideas, your plans to my watch list as well. So feel free to post your top ideas. Good luck for the week. And as always, I'll see you next week. Cheers.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve. and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of SMB Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with SMB to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part? You don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.